Welcome everyone to Direct to Fun, a AKD production. I am your host, Hunter, here with my co-host, Alex.
Welcome.
So, inaugural podcast day.
Inaugural.
How are you doing today?
I'm great, actually. This is exciting.
I'm excited too.
This has been in the talks, and here we are.
We
have lit the fire.
Lit the fire of creativity.
There it is. There it is. It's a burning passion that we have here.
So a little about ourselves. I'm a graphic designer. I have a degree in graphic design, and I've always just been an artist at heart. Sometimes I have a hard time calling myself an artist because it's like I don't know. I think it's a normal thing for like artists to not have a high self-esteem. So I'm like,
indeed,
I better stay humble.
I think that's what makes it being a creator. Like it's almost a form of humbleness because you need to observe things in a certain way.
Absolutely.
To understand what it is that you need to do artistically.
Mm-hmm. And you're a music artist in your own right.
Sometimes I'll put myself in that category. I feel I'm more on the technical side of music, but I love making music. So I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I feel about it.
I mean, I would wholeheartedly consider you an artist.
I appreciate that.
And I would be remiss if I didn't mention our good friend Blake.
Of course.
Blake's art on this here t-shirt.
Another in-house artist in many ways. So we got a lot of creators here that do a lot of creative things, and we hope to display that to the world.
Absolutely. So a little about us. We work for American Klassic Designs.
AKD in the house.
AKD. We primarily make t-shirts.
For the most part.
Yes. Now we make podcasts.
And inaugurally.
Mm-hmm. Inaugurally. But it's going to be a fun time. I've heard we've got, as the host of the Direct to Fun podcast, we got company Tesla's in the making.
They're in the making. They're on back order.
They're on back order?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I was hoping to honestly get mine after this.
Directly after?
Right
when the show's
after
done,
this.
Someone hands you the keys?
Oh yeah. No, I'm burning every bridge after this. I've peaked. It's like, I'm done, losers. I got my Tesla.
I did everything I was supposed to do.
There is no more worlds to conquer here. I'm taking my talents to South Beach.
There it is. The decision.
So how's your week been?
Week's been strange, but in a good way.
A lot of changes happening.
A lot of ideas being tossed around, and just trying to find that good space where everything can happen and everybody's satisfied.
Right.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
You're such a people pleaser.
I'm not a people. I think it's more so when I set myself up to do something, I want to do it, and I want to do it well.
Right.
I want to have the opportunity to do it again, even, especially if it's something I love to do. So I'm a me pleaser for the most part, and I hope that me being happy makes other people happy.
Makes me happy.
Well, there it is.
Every time I see
so
your
far,
smile,
everything's working.
No, but it's honestly, it's been an honor working with you,
and you too, Hunter. Like even like I missed you in the Gap. You know what I'm saying? Like when you were here, then you were gone, but now you're back.
Now I'm back.
And they put us in a room together. I don't know what they were thinking, but now we're in a room together, and we get to do our jobs and come up with cool ideas and have a great opportunity to execute those cool ideas.
Absolutely.
In all kind of aspects too. It's like visual, audio wise, writing and everything. So
yeah,
this is a great opportunity, and I'm happy to be here, especially with you.
Happy to have you here.
Oh, yeah.
One of the things that I've really appreciated about working with the first segment of this podcast is complimenting each other.
Okay. It's full on flattery going on here.
The main thing I've liked working about you, or working with you, is I'll have like all these ideas, and it's very seldom that I have someone that's like, yeah, do it. I'm like, wait, no, you gotta
push back, man.
You gotta be apprehensive at first. Like, you can't just say do it. You can't just say my idea is like a good one to do.
All ideas are good ideas, bro.
Well,
all ideas are good ideas. Like, you gotta when you have the idea is I think is your due diligence to at least try to attempt it, and then figure out maybe this wasn't a good idea, or you know what, I'm glad I did this. Like, don't leave yourself in limbo wondering, was it a good idea?
Right.
Just try it out, hash it out, see what happens.
And I think, especially as like creatives, like I can't speak for you, but for myself, like putting yourself on display for like, because that's, as artists, that's what we do. Like, we put our stuff out on display for judgment of other people, and art is so subjective. You know, it's, and being a graphic designer for a t-shirt company, you're like literally paid to be a people pleaser. It's like you have free reign of creativity. They're like, oh cool, here's this big awesome design I've made you, and they're like, this is not at all what I wanted. It's like, but you said I had like free reign of creativity.
Art declined.
So if anyone in this room is a people pleaser, it's me. But I get paid to be a people pleaser.
Your job is to please people. That is for sure. Like, you get a check because you got to please people.
Do you think Vincent van Gogh ever did a commission and he's just like, here's this piece that took me 12 hours to paint the rough draft on, and they're like, okay, I like the direction, but let's go in a different direction. So he throws that away, and he's like, okay, and then he like labels it Art Final 1, and then they hate that, and he throws that canvas away, and it's like Art Final 2. I think that was the precursor for
a lot of art that wouldn't be out in the world if the world worked like that.
Oh my gosh, I think that was the could you just imagine? I don't think some people realize that, like, especially like my area of design, it's like I hand draw, dude. It's like there's no like make design, but well, there is nowadays, but there's like
sure.
There's no like make design
text
button.
to image is out there, bro.
Text to image is certainly out there. Oh my gosh, but like I don't think people realize how many like times you have to start. It's just sometimes it's better to start from scratch than to try and salvage one thing.
Sometimes, and sometimes when you start something, it's, you know, like, and if it's not going the way you want it, you can always just kind of push it to the side, like come back to that, because you might just not be in the right headspace for that particular thing, you know, like. So I'm a firm believer in don't throw anything away. If you create it, don't throw it away, because you don't. Well, number one, we can't determine what other people are going to be drawn to. Right.
Like I said, art's subjective.
Because we might see something and be like, that's trash, you know, but someone else might say, oh, that's really cool.
Right.
Like,
we're always our own worst critics.
For sure. There's been plenty of times, like when I'm working on music, and I'll have something that I really don't want anybody to hear, and then somebody may walk in the room like, hey, what's that? And I'm like, oh man. Here you go.
Now I'm gonna have to kill you.
But then it ends up they'll do something to it or something with it, and I'm like, I would have never thought of that. I appreciate you noticing things. You know what I'm saying? So don't throw anything away. If you create it, it's for a reason.
Absolutely.
You might not know the reason, but it'll show its face at some point.
Absolutely. I've started paintings before, because I also like physical media. I've started paintings before, and I'm like, God, this is trash. And then I'll like put it in my closet for weeks to months, heck, even a year. And I'll revisit it one day, and I'm like, this isn't that bad. It's like you got to let it marinate for a second.
You got to let your art come out the closet.
Oh, yeah. That's 2024. It's time for the art to come out of the closet.
Come out of the closet. We accept you.
We accept you. Except for you. And then you point at like...
Don't ever come out of the closet.
You point at like abstract art, and it's like, you should stay in the closet.
This is where you belong.
Do you think Andy Warhol, like... I think it was Andy Warhol, the can of soup guy. Like, he had like all the paintings of like the suit.
Oh yeah.
Do you think he was just like looking at like a can of soup one day and was like, "That's it"?
I think he was really hungry one day, and all he had was tomato soup, right? And then as he was eating the soup, he's looking at the can like, I should draw this, and then. Voila.
And he liked it so much, he just repeated it.
This is like, let me do different versions of this thing.
Oh, man. This is my magnus opus, a can of chicken noodle soup.
This is going to change the world.
This painting of soup is going to solve world hunger. It's like, are they going to eat your painting? What's going on?